I'd like to welcome Greg Roth. Greg began his career in a small town in Pennsylvania as a journalist, and now he's here in big Washington, D.C. as a communications consultant. And he's going to talk to us about something that we all are very familiar with that I do miss a little bit here. I have tech buzzwords now, but you guys have lots of buzzwords and acronyms here, and I'm curious to learn more about what they say about us. Greg Roth.
Thanks, everyone. Nicholas, has anyone ever told you your dad looks like Matthew McConaughey, by the way? For 30 years in the New York Times, columnist William Safire waged war against misuse of language. But was he fighting a losing battle? The biggest enemies to original thought are catchphrases and buzzwords, and they must be stopped. College kids say about 16,000 words a day. For adults, it's more like 7,000. So the longer you live, the more important your words become. Scientists have started measuring the life of buzzwords. Through scouring academic journals, they've been able to trace the rise of terms like nano and the decline of terms like feminism and postmodern. If that's not the ultimate irony, postmodern is now outdated. But that only feeds my sense of pessimism about our use of language. As one buzzword goes out of style, there are plenty more ready to take its place. It's a vicious cycle that leaves us with the lowest common denominator of language. Are all catchphrases and buzzwords evil? Not necessarily. The greatest show of the 90s had hundreds of terms that we love about social situations. But clever terms about social observations eventually give way to crass commercialism. Lose your job, go on a rant, say a buzzword, go around the country, make piles of money. Just to be clear, I'm not talking about Newt Gingrich. Paris Hilton went a step farther. She trademarked her phrase, "That's hot," and then Hallmark introduced a series of greeting cards, and she sued them and won. So where does that leave us? I think when you use a buzzword or catchphrase, you're being dishonest. You're not saying what you're really thinking because you didn't think of those words. So I'm going to help solve this problem by walking us through a few of the worst and most egregious examples. Synergy. The business world is the kingpin of blah blah, and synergy is its most powerful drug. How do we make synergy? Through excellence. How do we become excellent? Through synergy. Any questions? Really? What better way for an organization to sound like a spoiled child than say, really, right at the top of their ads? What this says is, I can't think of a specific question to ask. A poem. Mirror, mirror on the web, I'm looking for someone to wed. I like travel and food, and I love to laugh. I'm just as comfortable in this as I am in that. Translation, I'm special in the most broadly appealing way. No worries, very common in the service industry. Its southern cousin is bless your heart. It sounds comforting, but what it really means is, get out of my fucking way. The smarty pants bandwagon. The Chads and Ambers of the world are calling themselves nerds now. Okay, what's next? Jocks nerding out on sports and popularity? Don't judge me by what I am, judge me by what I associate myself with. Occupy Wall Street, Occupy Facebook, Occupy insert boring thing that I hate right now. When did we become so enamored of simply occupying a space? Comedy is about surprise, and in 2012, that's what she said, and sexual double entendres have no surprise left to offer. It's not funny, and I want to know who the girl is that keeps saying all these dirty things that you're talking about. On the last day of Tebow, the media gave to me 5 anchors bowing, 4 years in Gainesville, John 3:16, whatever those 2 things are below his eyes, and 1 player down on his knee. Translation, this kid's religious, and that's hilarious. Memes are the new version of obnoxious t-shirts. The internet is curating the latest form of language reduction in catchphrase elitism. I tried to start a meme myself as an experiment. Here it is, social media as 90s grunge bands. Gen X, Gen Y. It went nowhere. Failing is part of trying. Fail is the word people who never try use to mock those who do. The only weapon we have in the fight against catchword and buzzword proliferation is our attention. Either don't listen or listen 100%. Ask questions. Have you ever heard anyone explain what synergy is? So in closing, remember, ideas are what's important. I forgot my closing. Original thought is the currency of active minds. Catchphrases and buzzwords are the status quo of the lazy. Language matters. Thank you.